Hi, another film I watched this weekend was The Battle of Algiers, the legendary 1966 film that reconstructs in documentary style the Algerian Revolution and the civil war that led to the country's independence from France in 1962. The film has been widely hailed by many directors. It was won awards when it came out. I believe it won the Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival. Many directors have sung its praises for its documentary realism of presenting completely staged, completely um, acted scenes as though real. And the result is something extremely impressive as we follow the progress of one of the leaders of the National Liberation Front from simply being a largely penniless crook to becoming a senior figure in their fight against French colonialism. What I thought was impressive is the film deliberately takes a neutral point of view in terms of between the two sides. Both sides engage in atrocities. The French authorities torture and execute um, Algerian liberation fighters, but the Algerians also commit horrific acts of violence against um, European civilians, machine gunning unarmed people in the street. So that I was surprised that the film is not on the side of um, the the Algerian freedom, the Algerian fighters. It is more on the side of a nation being allowed to establish itself free of colonialism. Um, but I think that that balance of showing the horrific things done by both sides is much more interesting and much more intelligent than simply being one-sided propaganda. Um, it does make the point that even though the National Liberation Front was effectively wiped out, its leadership being caught and either executed or killed where they were, um, the the Algerian independence movement continued on, and only a few years later, the pressure was so extreme that France was forced to give Algeria its independence. I was very impressed by this film. It was something that takes a clear view, a through line of this single person's story, and then we have the sort of the embellishments off the side. We have context. We have the portrayal of the leader of the French forces combating the liberation fighters, notably played by the one professional actor in the cast, Jean Martin, who has, like the character he's playing, was a veteran of the Indo-Chinese War and was a member of the French Paras. However, he also signed a petition in favour of Algerian independence, which damaged his career. So he was the ideal person to take this role because he was politically in line with Algerian independence whilst also having the military background that his character possessed. Um, However, for all that's being said, it is already a hugely acclaimed film, widely regarded as a classic, widely regarded as one of the great war films. I was very impressed by it. I was surprised by how watchable it was, how engaging it was, not just as a mock newsreel, but as a real drama, an engaging story of of people's fight, regardless of the ethics of what they were doing and the justness of their cause. As I say, it makes plain that the film is on the side of independence, but it is neutral within the fight, within what's actually happening. That both sides have committed atrocities. Um, yes, it's a very fine film, um, and you need no further recommendation than what's already out there. I also think it's good.